need his services at the moment. Having completely lost his patience, the Grim Reaper pulled out the death list right away. It turned out Bart was his target. Marge told Bart to run for his life immediately, so Bart started darting all over the house, dodging the Grim Reaper's pursuit. Taking advantage of his familiarity with the layout, he outsmarted the Grim Reaper time and time again. Just as the critical moment arrived, the Grim Reaper swung his scythe and finally trapped Bart. In a desperate pinch, Homer grabbed a bowling ball and threw it at the Grim Reaper, accidentally killing him. Although Bart was saved, the whole world fell into an eerie state where no one could die. The blackboard trader was shot multiple times but still full of vitality. Moe hung himself all day long yet couldn't draw his last breath.
It makes me take so long to put on a TV.
Homer was consumed with remorse. Following Marge's instructions, he threw the Grim Reaper's body into the trash can but secretly kept the Reaper's cloak and put it on. Homer excitedly showed off his new outfit to the family, but the next second, his fingers turned into pale white bones. Along with this transformation, a scythe and a death list appeared out of thin air. Homer had become the new Grim Reaper. At first, Homer resisted fiercely, but he quickly caved in. Homer's first task was to reap Jasper's soul. Jasper was still wondering why the Grim Reaper had been replaced. Lisa wrote about Homer's new identity in her essay, which surprisingly earned Homer an invitation to her school. On the teacher's suggestion, everyone wanted Homer to demonstrate his Grim Reaper powers.
You said something about a hot meal?
And the students went wild instantly. To let Bart watch the game up close, Homer began to abuse his power even though those people weren't on the death list at all. In the blink of an eye, a large crowd of spectators met their gruesome end at Homer's side. Early the next morning, Homer got up to head to work, but when he saw the name on the death list, he froze in shock. Marge's name was clearly printed on it. To save his own skin, Homer had to steal his heart and kill Marge. Afterward, Homer carried Marge's body to the top of the mountain and prayed to God to take back his Grim Reaper powers, but God flatly refused. Homer sobbed, saying he had lost his wife forever because of this identity. Moved by his words, God had no choice but to agree to his request. Just as God was about to take Marge's body away, the moment the body floated halfway up the sky, God sensed something was off that wasn't Marge at all. It was clearly her sister Selma. Seeing his plan succeed, Homer immediately hopped on the motorcycle he had prepared in advance and fled. He had even checked the train schedules beforehand, just to evade God's pursuit and fire. But fortunately, the sprinklers put out the fire on him. The witch realized that the prophecy in the painting on the wall had come true, so she cursed Homer to bring bad luck to those he loved. As a result, a blue beard grew on Marge's face.
Oh, cool, you could be in a freak show.
Don't talk to the bearded lady like that, you know.
Bart's neck became thin and fragile.
Oh, he's fine. It's just a growth spurt. Good as new.
And Lisa's body turned into that of a horse. When Homer went to Moe's tavern, a plane would fall from the sky and crash down, and his friend Moe would be stuffed into a glass jar. Homer learned that the curse could be lifted by finding the dwarf demon. He poured potato chips into a pit, but that only attracted a lot of rabbits. Seeing this, Homer poured out the dwarf demon's favorite snacks.
Okay, let's see. Imp, fairy, pixie, goblin.
That's hobgoblin.
They successfully captured the dwarf demon, but his family still hadn't returned to normal. The dwarf demon even destroyed the food Marge made, messed up the house, and even danced on Bart's head. When Homer saw this, he took the dwarf demon to the witch. He opened the cage. The dwarf demon charged straight at the witch, and the two fought, but the next second they fell in love. Not long after, they got married, and Homer and Marge even attended their wedding.
We're husband and wife, I pronounce you now.
Stroke me, Colbert.
Ew.
Best thing about a gypsy wedding is I'm not the hairiest one here.
Didn't even want to get off the plane. The boss told him, the fun has only just begun. And so it went. After a day and night of indulgence in luxury and pleasure, Homer was sent back home on the night before he had to go to work. Marge asked him if he had taken a business class flight to Chicago. Homer replied that business class was for ordinary people. He had flown on a private jet. Marge wondered what the difference was between a private jet and a regular plane. Homer said the difference was like that between champagne and sparkling horse urine, adding that he'd never get the chance to experience it again in his life. Having reached the peak of his life, Homer no longer thought much of Lisa's little car. Marge invited an expert for Homer, someone who could get Homer on a private jet again. But Homer didn't believe it, saying all experts were frauds. The expert said he was a life coach, mainly responsible for improving Homer's living habits, and the first step was to re-examine himself. The coach told Homer he just needed to act as he usually did and go about his normal business. Homer thought to himself that he usually did nothing. Homer always felt a headache when putting on socks. Since he would have to take them off again in a week, why bother putting them on now? The coach said, if that's what you think, then you must be a loser. Homer retorted, then let me show you the consequences of you wearing socks. The coach said, you mustn't go down the stairs while putting on socks. Remember the NDC rule, always stay focused.